Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun.
Welcome to a new episode of Stealing Home, the most unserious show in baseball with the best brother and sister duo in baseball. I'm Lisa. This is my brother Anthony, and I think we have the best show ever, potentially, today.
You just have your brain froze?
Dude, yeah, no, today's been crazy, and honestly,
what do we have?
What do we have what are we doing? Who am I? What's going on? Yeah, that's where I'm at. But I am excited because we're at the middle of the year. So we do actually have a decent episode, I think, ahead of us. Probably the best ever.
Dude, you're all over the place. We have a decent show, maybe the best ever.
It might be the best.
It's okay.
I'm not trying. I'm hedging. That's called hedging. It's decent for sure. It might be, in fact, the best. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. It hasn't happened.
I can tell you guys unequivocally. Good word, Ant. Great word, Ant. Unequivocally, this
doesn't count if you tell yourself.
Yes, it literally does, because I just did. The best show we've ever had. I can guarantee it. I'm excited. It's the All-Star break. A lot happened.
If you haven't, before we get into baseball talk, which is what we're going to do here and what we do pretty much every week with regularity.
It's a baseball
show. Be proud of us. Subscribe, like, comment, leave us your thoughts. Tell us how wrong we are. We love it. Also, if you're at all inclined, our 1,000 Club shirts are out. If you're a lady,
show them the back.
The fit is very masculine, but
show them the back.
We love it anyway. We like it.
Show them the back. Show them the back.
Show them back. Sorry.
Yeah, show them the back.
Oh, I'm like a reporter. There's like pajama bottoms down here.
God.
So
I
don't
show the bottoms. What are we ripping for the back? Oh yes! Woo! Look at that bag. Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
We
Good
did
shirt.
It.
What a nice shirt. Baseball.
So it's a great shirt. And if you haven't seen it already, Anthony has put out commentary video describing the All-Star game. I don't agree with all his takes.
I don't
so
describe
I'm very
it, girl.
Curious.
What I do is it is the All-Star break, and the All-Star game in baseball is the best All-Star game out of all four major American sports. I made a video on how to save the All-Star game.
I'm just saying, I don't agree with all your takes. So if you're watching this now and you haven't seen his new video, go check it out, and let's see if maybe you agree with one of us. That's not Anthony.
It's me. I'm right.
But yeah,
always.
with all that said, thank you for being here, and let's get into some baseball.
Alrighty then, let's go ahead and look at last week. We had a lot that happened last week. The most average team in baseball, my favorite team, the Tampa Bay Rays, won a series against the Yankees and the Guardians. But let's just look at the midweek matchups. We got the Royals sweeping the Cardinals, who are a pretty good team. Good series win for the Royals. Phillies sweeping Los Angeles. Cubs sweeping the Orioles. You'll see here the Orioles were kind of staggering into the All-Star break. They're definitely a team that's going to be welcoming that little bit of a break in between some poor games that they've been playing. Rangers beat the Angels. The Mariners sweeping the Padres, and the Mets, maybe a team that is sad to see a break because they are letting the good times roll.
Talk about all over the place. I'm like,
I'm going quick.
My eyes are like jumping around.
Gotta stay with me. Gotta stay with me. The Reds are hot.
Line, brother. What are you doing?
The Reds are hot right now. I just go where my eyes see, but the Reds are hot right now. They ended up beating the Rockies. Anything midweek here that you want to talk about? I know the Yankees lost the series to my Rays, and I said I wouldn't be surprised if they swept them. Honestly, I don't know how the Rays won 2 games in that series because we didn't look that good, but it was more so our pitching kind of carried us in that specific series.
And I also think that tells you exactly how the Yankees are looking right now, but we'll get into that. No real surprises or big takeaways here. I mean, glad to see the Cubs have a nice sweep. I feel like we haven't had a lot of those this year. And against the Orioles, which are obviously like a good opponent to do that with. Same with the Mariners in San Diego. You know, I've been wanting more from the Mariners. I think they really needed to make their to settle the score a bit here, and they haven't really done that. They haven't really broadened the
lead
distance between the distance between them and the Astros as much as they should have heading into the break, but they're ahead. I'll give them that. They're staying alive.
The Mariners, like you said, they need to do their, they had the opportunity
so much more
early in the first half to separate themselves, like you said. And now the Astros, who were allegedly dead. You ever see the meme where it's like, oh, call the ambulance, but not for me. That's the Astros this year. That is the Astros.
I don't think so. We still have a shot.
You're
We still have a
delusional.
shot that
They are
they are
going to
dead.
win the American League West. All right.
I said what I said, and I'm going to stand by it. So we'll see.
By the way, you guys just remember that when she says that my all-star take is bad. She is standing by the Astros being dead, so let that be known. All right, let's look at the weekend series that just happened. We'll touch on Yankees-Orioles. I think that was the best series out of all these, but the Braves beating the Padres in San Diego. The Mariners, right? So they end up beating.
Hold on. Actually, please go down the line because the picture's really small on my end, so it's very difficult.
Okay, gotcha. Well, the Guardians in the top left with the Rays. The Rays ended up
By the
winning
way,
that series.
we were able to go to one of those games,
And we lost.
I saw one of the funnest plays I've ever seen.
Is that a word?
Live.
Is that grammatically correct there? Most fun.
It's not. It's not
Oh,
grammatically correct.
grammar
I
Nazi
know that.
Lisa.
I know that. It's different.
Oh, you're just being quirky silly? You're being quirky silly?
I'm being quirky, silly, girly pop. You do it, and you don't know you're wrong.
That's
Which is quite
okay.
different.
Whatever. I knew that was wrong. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I don't know who was watching this game. I don't know if it's been shown anywhere. I feel like it probably didn't make news. But there was like one play where it went to right field, and somebody on the Guardians went to catch it, and it popped off his glove. But then the backup was right there, and it was like beautiful teamwork. It looked like a corporate like teamwork commercial where they're like, "We have each other's backs." That was what they did, and I
actually
really
forgot that
enjoyed
happened.
watching it. Yeah, it was fun. It was like what that, and also like breaking news. There was a lot of things I'm never gonna forget about Chop at the Trop.
Yeah, and Yandy Diaz was looking great at first base. Guy's biceps are massive.
They are.
And he's
they
hot.
are quite massive.
So Yandy Diaz won the American League. No, I don't mean like that. I mean like.
Oh, okay.
He's
Sorry.
he's on a hot streak at the bat. Yeah, I should have clarified after just saying all that. No, he is on a hot streak at the bat. I mean, Yandy Diaz, who won the American League batting title last year, got off to a slow start this year, but yeah, he's definitely getting back to his form of hitting the ball like he normally does. The Rays ended up winning that series. Diamondbacks beat the Blue Jays. Right underneath that, you see the Mariners, who just came off a good series. Maybe they're the most average team in baseball. Maybe not, because the Rays are.
No.
They're still above 500. But the Mariners got swept by the Angels. The Reds beat the Marlins, so the Reds won a couple series heading into the All-Star break. Oakland beating the Phillies. Kind of cool. Oakland has done a good job of not being the worst team this year. I'll say that.
Oakland, we started off this season with a lot of love. Well, should I get nostalgic now or should I wait?
You can wait. We can wait. Look, this is a halfway
Okay.
point, and this is going to be a little bit of a remembering video here. We're going to look back at the first half of the season and kind of remember the show, how much we've grown. We've gained a lot of subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million now, and we're at like
I know,
almost 1,200
shocking.
subscribers. So
From 1,000 to 1,000,000. I mean, we'll get there in no time.
maybe, who knows? Honestly, sometimes it happens overnight. I wouldn't be surprised. Brand deals, hit us up. ESPN, I'll sell my soul. Just kidding.
But not DraftKings.
But not really.
No,
No, I'll do DraftKings.
you can do DraftKings.
I'll go.
I'm not a sellout.
I am. By me. Okay, Braves beat the Padres. Nationals beat the Brewers. Haha, Lisa. Nice hat, loser. Cubs and Cardinals split. We'll talk about Yankees-Orioles, but the Yankees won that series. They just barely missed getting a sweep because they shot themselves in the foot. What a collapse. We'll talk about that later, though. Texas beats the other Texas team, the Astros. So I think the West is turning into a little bit of like a shootout. A little no pun intended out there in the wild, wild West. Mets beat the Rockies. Sox beat the Royals. Giants beat the Twins. Tigers beating the Dodgers. So the Dodgers are scuffling into the All-Star break. And who would have thought the White Sox got swept by the Pirates? All right.
Oh, pobrecito.
That was the weekend. Now, the Yankees, we said that this was probably going to be a big week for them. They've been kind of playing wussy ball, playing like butthole. But this week, they lost to the Rays, but I didn't think they looked that bad. The Rays pitching kind of held them. So I guess if you're a Yankees fan, you would think that's bad. But the Yankees against the Orioles this weekend, we had some fireworks. But before we get into that, they were, obviously, they got mad at each other in the Bronx when they played earlier, I want to say like a week ago.
Right. They
go into this series, and New York kind of was dominating them. They They won the first game. They whooped their butts in the second game. And in that game, that's when the fireworks happened. But before we talk about the fight, in the third game, the Yankees were winning that game too. They were this close to sweeping the Orioles, and I'm not sure if you saw how that game ended. And I can give you a little recap if you didn't see it.
It was like a weird play, right?
Well, yes, it was. And it was one right before that too. So the Yankees are up, I believe it was like 2 runs. It's like 5-3, 4-2,
Okay.
maybe 5-3, something like that. And ground ball to their shortstop, Anthony Volpe, makes an error. 1 run scores, loads, the bases are loaded, something like that, something along those lines. 5-4 ball game now. Volpe makes an error. I mean, it's like a routine play, but you're still like, okay, whatever. Get the last out. There's 2 outs. We can still win and sweep the Orioles, who are in first place. It's a big series for the Yankees, sweeping them at Camden
Which they're
Yards.
1 game behind.
Exactly.
So
Next play, Verdugo out in left field. Alex Verdugo who has been getting a lot of hate. He used to get love, and now he's playing bad. So classic Yankees fan, turn on him on an instant. He's been getting a lot of hate. Line drive over his head. His first step was in. Tries to adjust and go back, and ends up falling and tripping over himself, and the ball lands sadly right next to him. And it was just kind of like a cartoonish way to not catch a ball. And the Orioles ended up winning. And they came that close to getting swept by the Yankees. But by the grace of God, the Orioles avoided the sweep. Now, let's talk about the fireworks. So Clay Holmes hits Kirsten Herstad, who's like a prospect. And these Orioles have like tons of prospects. They hit their prospect right in the head. Ear hold him, hit him right in the ear with a, I think it was like 98 miles an hour fastball. Popped him in the head. Obviously, the stuff that happened last series, the Orioles are mad about it. They go out. It's raining. I don't think it was intentional at all. You're not trying to hit a guy in the head 100%. But I think if, given the stuff past series, you're going to be mad.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentional, but like you said, there's some history here with the pitching, so not a great look.
Do you blame the manager for the Orioles, Brandon Hyde, for getting mad and going out there? I mean, obviously he was checking on his guy, but he was giving some lip service to the Yankees a little bit.
I don't blame him, and particularly because, managers have to set the tone, and I'm sure when it is one of these young guys I mean, the Orioles like have a lot of prospects. Like they have a lot of young talent they can rely on and
Almost
pull
too
up.
many. Can you start sharing them with
Yeah,
the rest of the league,
a little
please?
bit. But also just like, I don't know, man. How many, like, I know I've told you this before. Like, how many number 1 prospects can we have? Like, it's so many. They're just constant. They're like, it starts to make me feel like they're not number 1 because there's like 8 number 1 prospects I hear all the time. Anyway, that aside, the Orioles have a lot of prospects. The young guys come up. I mean, as a manager, I think you have to be seen like fighting for your team in a sense. So I don't hold it against him for going at it. Do I think it was kind of dumb? Yes. Do I think this whole thing's dumb? Yes. Do I think I'm tired of it and it's been like only 3 weeks of it? Yes. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I love it. I just want more fireworks. I would have fought the whole Yankees team if I were them. Like, come on, you can't hit our. I know it was an accident, and I think everyone in the park knows it's an accident. But enough. Like you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do think it was an accident.
Oh, 100%.
I do not think it was intentional.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. But like, here's the thing. We hit your guy once. You complain about it because we pitch inside and we hit your guy once. And granted, it was Judge, their best guy, and we hit him in the hand, which could have been bad, but it was an accident.
Yes.
And then you go out and complain, and then you hit Gunnar Henderson twice intentionally. Twice. Or at least once intentionally, maybe the second time by accident, but still, you hit him twice. And now you earhole our prospect. Like, okay, I didn't say number 1, but he's a prospect, really good ball player, young kid, and you earholed him. Come on, now we're mad. And I think the Orioles are kind of taking the Rays route a little bit, where they don't hit them back. They're just kind of, well, no, they didn't even kick their butts. They lost that game. But the Rays a few years ago, when this stuff was happening, they didn't hit the Yankees back really. They just threw inside because that's how they attack their hitters. And they just kind of approached it like, you guys can play that game. We're just going to kick your butts. And they did kick the Yankees' butt. So, I
I think that's the best way to go about it, right? And I said that when the Yankees were doing it with Gunnar Henderson. It's like, just don't, unless it's egregious, just go out there and win. And then that says everything that you need to say. And that's the one thing that the Yankees seem unable to do currently.
So the benches ended up clearing because Brandon Hyde heard some stuff from the Yankees dugout while he was checking on Kirsten Herstad. And apparently Brandon Hyde said some stuff to the pitcher too. Probably like throw the ball over the plate. Like in a frustrating moment, he probably said
Regular
something.
baseball stuff.
No, seriously. Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah.
does get said though. It's like, hey, throw the ball over the plate. Stop hitting us.
That's like saying to an umpire, like, get some glasses, you know?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Insulting, but also we've heard it a million times.
But
So.
yeah, I guess Brandon Hyde got pissed off and started physically pointing at the Yankees dugout and started marching there like he was going to attack the entire Yankee crew after he heard some stuff coming from maybe a player in the Yankee dugout talking stuff and waving at him, and he even mentioned it after the game. I'm here for that. Now, I feel like I would have loved to see like a classic brawl between the Yankees and Orioles. Like the old videos where
Who are you talking to? Who are you? What have I been asking for
peace.
all season?
World
If we're gonna
peace.
do any memories, if we're gonna do memories,
Lisa wants blood.
I want blood on the mound. Look,
Okay.
if we're gonna do,
We're not advocating violence here.
no, actually, wait, we're not advocating for violence, but
Lisa's like, rip his heart out.
yeah, hit him with a bat.
Murder.
Don't
I'm
do
like,
that.
whoa, Lisa.
Obviously, no,
Time out.
no.
Collect
Obviously,
their
jokes.
souls.
Not serious. But my whole thing, if we're going down memory lane, has been that I just don't like this posturing. There are obviously this is a controlled environment with athletes. I never advocate for violence in any other way. I feel like I should say that given current circumstances. But yeah, like obviously, in hockey you see these guys like really throw down and I appreciate it because there's never any like there's not this much of this posturing of like I'm going to get out of the dugout and I'm going to like walk up to you and like what are we doing? Like that's so lame. You know what I mean? And then what makes me laugh too, and we've talked about this again, this is all memory lane stuff if you've been staying with us or if you're new, welcome. You get to hear it for the first time. You'll hear it 8 more times before the season's over. When you see the bullpen guys
That's always gonna
running
happen.
out, which I
That's always
do
gonna
find
happen.
hilarious. Like I'm so for that. I think it's so funny and I love that they're on their team. But like and then by the time they get there, they just stand there because nothing's going on because there's no fight.
And they know that's going to happen. But 2 reasons why the
Go
bullpen
home.
guys get involved. One, because they're bored out there and they want something to do, so they go out there.
No, I like
the
that.
second one is you can't just sit around idly by while all the boys are getting down
Yeah,
out there. So
no,
you got to go
that's
out
fine.
and show your support.
I'm just saying, look, if I'm running and now, okay, if anyone's been on baseball fields, the distance from out there to in here is like
Give it take
not-
350 feet in the outfield,
it's
350 feet.
not far. I mean,
like a
it's
football
not a
field,
marathon.
over a football field.
But it's kind of far. And these men will sprint. And in my head, I get why they're doing it because they're bored and like something's going on. But at the same time, I'm like,
It is
why am
posturing.
I-
It's a show of support for
what
the
are you
fellas.
sprinting towards? They're just
Towards
standing
chaos.
there.
They're like Marines. I would love to see a
They're
video.
not though, because nothing's happening.
I would love to see a video where they got the bullpen guys sprinting towards the chaos and bum bum ba da 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 da. Some people run away from the chaos. They run towards it, Lisa. That's what you don't get about the bullpen guys.
The whole reason that I'm against it is because, like I said, it's posturing. If we're not going to do anything, then please go back to the dugout and let's continue this game. I don't know why we're just talking loudly.
Just wait. I think this is the quiet
this
before the storm.
Well, and I told you when we talked about this that I was appreciating this. Like, I mean, as much as I really am annoyed at the Yankees at this moment,
They ended
it
it
feels
well
like
though. They ended the first half well. They almost swept. Well, they ended it poorly because they lost. They didn't get the sweep, but they almost
Right.
did. So overall, be happy you took 2 out of 3.
it feels like the boyfriend who like had a job for a little bit and then he's like might get fired again, and I'm like, please
he's
don't.
back on the
Please, can we
couch.
can we just like keep the job for like a little while? That's what I'm asking the Yankees right now. Like I'm kind of annoyed. I'm like he might quit his job. I don't know.
Yankees
but yeah,
second
like-
half. Do you see them picking it up, like getting hot again?
Are we doing that now or do you want to do that later?
No, let me just ask you. So, yeah, Yankees second
'Cause
half.
I
What do you
think that because I was just what I was trying to get to, and I was taking my time, so thanks for focusing me, was that I like the rivalry between the Orioles and the Yankees. I think we've missed the animosity.
Something.
I know there's other rivalries.
Little South.
There's other rivalries. I'm not gonna take that away from the rest of the baseball, but yeah, no, I like that we're getting very mad at each other.
We
That
need
feels
some,
very Game
oh
of
yeah,
Thrones.
little manager
Yeah,
point action. A little, you
dragons.
can't say that to me. Oh yeah, little sauce. I'm start calling
Look,
it sauce. We need some sauce. A little
I
sauce.
don't I
Little
don't have a hot take
sauce.
here. I'm gonna say the same thing that I said last week and probably the week before and probably the week before that, which is the Yankees, they have everything. And again, this is why I would be so upset at this partner that will not get a fucking job. Is like they have everything. Sorry, they have everything that they need to be successful, and they just cannot make it work right now, and it's very frustrating. So, can they or can they? Yes. Should
Keep in
they?
mind,
Yes.
keep in mind,
Will they?
Yankee fan quote: They have everything they can to be successful, and they're not. They currently stand the Yankees 58-40, one game back from the American League East, and they have
Okay, but
the
but
third
okay,
best
but
record in the
pause.
American League. They're not successful, damn it. Classic
Fair.
Yankee
But
fan.
you know what I'm saying.
I know,
But
I
you
know,
know what
I
I'm
know,
saying. I mean,
I know.
between Judge and Soto and like what they were able to put together at the beginning of the season, you would expect for them to be dominating at this point. I mean, the Orioles are nothing to scoff
Well,
at
I
either,
wouldn't for the
but
Yankees. I hear you. I know, I'm messing with you. Okay,
that's my
let's
point.
talk about the All-Star game. Talk about Soto and Judge and all the stars that the Yankees have. You can see them in Arlington. The All-Star break is here. Home Run Derby tonight. It's actually happening right now. I'm missing the first half or the first round, unfortunately. But
We both are. We'll get there.
yeah, we won't miss that much. Just kidding. The All-Star. Let's just watch the Home Run Derby after. That's what I'm doing. Either way, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. Yes, All-Star game is here. Paul Skeens did get the start. Now that I'm thinking about it,
No
before
surprise.
I said that it probably shouldn't have gone to him, but let's give him the start. I think for pitcher wise, I think you can kind of just start whoever you want to at that point. It should be go to the best pitcher, but sometimes the best pitcher isn't always available because he might have just thrown recently before the All-Star game. So I think it's cool Skeens is starting the All-Star game. Is there anything about this All-Star game that you're excited to see? Obviously, hopefully Livy Dunn's there. That's what I'm excited for.
I like the reversal from you on Skeens. Like I said last week, I think it's what we needed to see.
It's what the
I'm
people
excited
want.
to see. I'm excited to see Skeens throw, at some of the guys. But what I was just gonna say on the American League, obviously, is but like and then we've had this conversation, this interleague play. I mean, one of the things I would have been really excited for would be, watching some of these matchups, right? Particularly looking at stars like Otani and Soto, Judge, obviously my boy Stephen Kwan, who we love, stan him. But like we see these matchups happen so much more. I feel like the Dodgers Yankees game series that happened about a month ago was like a legitimate all-star as well. We also had Mookie Betts there,
Yeah, it
which
was
he's not going
dope.
to be
That's why
playing.
that series was awesome. Yeah.
Right. So like I don't know. I mean it's going to be fun, I guess, but like I don't know if there's anything that like isn't necessarily like exciting me about it this
So
time.
this is why you should be excited for the All-Star game. Like you said,
Well,
excuse
point
me?
people to your video. You know what I mean?
Well, 100%. Yeah, you should watch my video.
Yeah, go watch Ant's video because this is like I said where we disagree.
Yeah, but this is why you, Lisa, should, and I'm talking to you and maybe other fans who think similar to you. This is why you should be excited about the All-Star game. That series between the Dodgers and the Yankees was very fun. Why was it very fun? You don't see those guys play each other a lot. You don't see those two teams play each other a lot. You have Otani in the Bronx facing Judge, Soto. You got the Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, all playing against each other. All right, that's just Dodgers Yankees. Now take all those same players, and also instead of having like Kike Hernandez and Teoscar, who had a great series for the Dodgers, or like Anthony Volpe on their teams, put other all-stars in on their teams. So now you got Bryce Harper. Now you got Corey Seager, Trey Turner. Now you got, Acuna if he was healthy. You're getting all the stars of in the game on the same team. This is why you should be excited. It's that series, Dodgers-Yankees, turned up to the max times 10. And they're facing all the best pitchers, all the best hitters, league versus league, American League, National League. Who's better? And I think that's why you should be excited for the All-Star game. And you get to see them all represent teams that you watch as a fan, and they all get to play with each other. I mean, we're talking the best in the game, playing on the same team, playing against each other. It is I already used unequivocally. What's another word? Synonym. Hit it. I know you're the Webster dictionary. Synonym for unequivocally.
Do you want it to be like undeniable
There you go. It is.
or incomparable?
It is incomparably and
Undeniably.
undeniably that this game, the All-Star game, the Midsummer Classic, whatever you want to call it, this game is the best display of baseball talent all year. More so than the World Series. That's more so of the best display of a team, of two teams. This is the
Sure.
best display of personal, individual baseball talent, and you won't get it anywhere else. That's why you should tune in. Now,
Okay. Did they sponsor us?
they should. Now, to, let's say, American League, National League. Let's just go ahead and give our primetime picks. Let's go a little bit out of order this week. A little weird of a week. Primetime picks, Lisa. Let's start with looking at the standings for the primetime picks. I got...
Wait, are we still in the All-Star game?
You got marbles in your mouth. But yes,
I
we're
know.
on the All-Star game because that's going to be one
Okay.
of our picks. Because guess what, baby? It is prime time All-Star game Tuesday night. So I'm now above
No
500.
midweek games, just the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah. Well, there are no midweek games.
No midweek games, so it's just the All-Star game this week.
The All-Star break. That's like spring break. It's like summer break for baseball players. All right. I am 17-16 in primetime picks. Lisa's 14-19. I went right. I told you the Padres last week. They're playing at home, and Mr. Irrelevant always kind of goes off. They lost the series against the Braves, but they won the game. So I got that one right.
By the way, Mr. Irrelevant, who's on the starting lineup for the National League.
Oh, yeah. Very relevant. Where's Will Smith? Is he on the team?
I don't even know. Does he... The actor? I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I don't
Yeah,
think he's
the
come out
actor.
with anything in a while.
iRobot. Yeah. All right. So I think you did the intro. I will make my pick for American League and National League. Now let's see. Otani's on the National League. Judge is on the American League. Paul Skeen's getting a start for the National League. He gives up a lot of home run balls. I think Paul Skeen's going to get tagged for a home run early in the game. I will say that. Livy
No,
Dunn's.
but he also pitches a lot of like early no-nos. So if he's only in for like 1 or 2 innings,
You're right, but he's
Why
also
am I
facing.
helping you?
He's also
Hold
facing
on.
an All-Star. No, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. All right. American League, I believe, has won like 20 of the last 24 games. Something crazy like that. It's been absurd.
okay. Bet.
Who will I pick? This is the choice of the century here. If not the century, certainly the week.
I know that people cannot wait to hear what you say.
I'm going to go. I'm rooting for the American League, but the National League will ultimately win. They have Otani this year. They have Paul Skeens. They will win the All-Star game this year. Who are you taking?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this, as you can tell. I was like, okay, Paul Skeens is starting. He typically, I mean, you're right, he gives home run balls, but also if he's on, which, I mean, he kind of always is, but he also has a propensity to throw no-nos for like 5 to 7 innings before they replace him and ultimately get a hit,
I
which
think
is
he
always
just
weird
did
to me.
again, too. I think he threw 7 no-hit innings and got pulled early. Those
Yeah, I know,
jerks.
because I get the notifications from MLB Baseball. I can't make them stop.
She's tuned in.
But
baby.
anyway, no, if 3 people do anything, if Judge, Otani, or
Skeens.
Skeens
or
does
Livy.
anything, if they were to even like go to, take a dump during, like, I would know because MLB
Probably
will let
would.
me know.
Probably would.
Yeah. Anyway,
Who you got?
I am going to take the American League. I'm going to take the American
Wow.
League because and I don't know why, because as I'm looking at them, I'm like, I should probably pick the National League.
Why?
I just
Why do you
can't
say
help
that?
it.
Why do you say that?
Because I do think that, like,
National
know-
League's got more pop.
from the parts, Otani, Harper, even Bohm, Turner, I mean, Profar, Tatis, like they have, and then I look over at the American League and I'm like, I mean, yeah, but it does feel more poppy over there in the National League, plus that they're going to be pitching Skeens. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm an American League girly, but I just can't. I just can't. I don't know. I think the American League's gonna win, and I think maybe because they're so poppy, I actually think the American League will win. Like we expect so much from that lineup that I think the American League will do fine.
I think the American League might have better pitching, so you might be right there. But I went National League. All right, let's look at the actual weekend series after the All-Star break. So when we come back and resume, these are the teams that are going to be lining up. We have another double dipper for the prime time. Fox and ESPN going out to Los Angeles to watch the Red Sox take on LA. A little rematch of the 2018 World Series. That was actually really fun to watch.
which we know that that is the season that Netflix is doing a documentary on, right? So I'm sure that that has helped, right? Because they're going to be doing the documentary on 2018.
No.
And they're also currently documenting.
Close, but no
Is that not-
cigar. It's
Was
2000.
it not the 20?
Is it not 2004 when they broke the curse?
I thought it wasn't.
I
My
thought
bad.
maybe you're right. I don't know. You might be
don't know.
right. You
I
get all the
thought that-
notifications now. I'm starting to think you know more than I do, honestly.
Dude, it just they want me to know. I am not asking for
I think
this
it's on
knowledge.
the. I think
Either
it's the
way,
04 Sox when they broke the curse. But yes. It'll be cool to see this
okay,
on Netflix. This will
who
definitely
knows?
be on
But
the
Netflix is
hard knocks.
currently also filming them for this season, so it will be cool to see them at Dodgers Field.
Dodger Stadium.
Whatever.
It
yes,
matters.
stadium. I know.
Yeah. What do you see?
you-
What any big series here? Obviously, Dodgers, Red Sox.
Well, Houston and the Mariners are going to be meeting up,
That'll be nice.
and
Ooh,
that's
that's
going to be a very
huge.
interesting. That's going to be a huge
Good
series.
eye.
I mean, that's going to be what really could make or break it for the Mariners, I think. And
Still a lot of
the
baseball
Astros
to be
are
played.
dead.
A lot of baseball to be played.
yeah, but it's tough, I think, when you start losing these games. I mean, look at the Yankees and the Orioles. Even when the Yankees do well, they still can't sweep the Orioles, right? Like, I think this stuff does kind of matter, especially like
If the Orioles
between your
win
division.
the American League East by one game, we're gonna remember that play by Verdugo and Volpe not catching those balls.
that's what I'm saying. These things like kind of actually end up mattering in the small
100%.
details.
Basically,
But
so.
yeah, so Mariners, Astros, huge. Other than that, I really don't see too much that's like catching my eye. I mean, the Yankees or the Rays will head over to New York. Mets, Marlins, some great baseball there, I'm sure.
Let's. I think we'll see. I'm excited to see how the Mets are gonna start the second
Mets will
half
play.
of the season.
The Mets will
They
be
are one of the
playing.
most fun teams to watch. They're just a roller coaster. It's like
That's very true.
what is it when a family doesn't like each other? Something family.
Dysfunctional family.
That's what they are. Great
Yeah,
word,
but they're
Lisa.
like fun.
No,
they're
they are.
like
They're
a,
fun. They're like
a
a fun-
sitcom family.
Yes,
Like
100%.
you've got the one who's trying to be a singer, and then you've got the one that everyone calls a bear, and like,
I got you.
there's all this stuff going on with them.
Roger that. All right, let's make our primetime picks for Boston and LA. I'll make it easy on you. Boston's taking both games. That's what I'll say. LA scuffled to get into the
That is
All-Star break.
true.
And Boston's hot, but I mean, obviously, when the break happens, it kind of is like a reset. But I've been riding Boston a whole
have.
lot this year.
Which is shocking.
I'm gonna go with Boston beating LA both games.
I'm gonna go with a split.
Mm.
And I'm gonna go with Dodgers first, and then Red Sox because it's 2 days, right? Yeah, Red Sox after.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. All right,
And so we'll see.
cool. Well, let's do something fun that I've been looking forward to.
Do we have a graphic for this? I'm just curious.
It's more so just a title that says,
Okay.
"Who said
Got it.
that?"
Oh, this part. Yes. Okay, sure. Go
Yep.
ahead.
So let's play
Who
a
said
new
that?
game on the show called "Who Said That?" Who said that?
Okay.
Who said that? All right, and what this
It
game?
should be called what? Because that's
What?
all I hear when I'm over at the house. What?
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 What did you
What?
say?
What'd you say?
What did you say? What did you say? And then you repeat it back, and
And I
then
go, what?
it's turn to mom and go, "What she say?" So-
What'd you say?
all right, so we got a new game called "Who Said That?" And it's pretty much I just went and listened to a few of our episodes. Most of them were very, very beginning, not of last year, but very beginning of this year. We're talking spring training, and I got some quotes. And honestly, I might have forgot who said some of these because I wrote these down a while ago. But Lisa, I'm gonna
okay.
read you some quotes, and you're gonna have to guess who said them.
We said that. Okay.
You're gonna have to, I
Never
just
would've
missed the
guessed.
perfect opportunity. You're gonna have to guess who said that. So
Okay.
most of them are gonna be me and you, but I will say there may be some wild cards out there. So if you can
Oh,
think of
no.
anyone
Okay.
who's been on the show,
Well-
it could be anyone, but most of them are me and you. Because
I was gonna say if it's anyone hedging, then we know it's our local economist.
all right, the first one, and I don't remember. Okay, I don't know. Quote: I don't know if that was the pants on that one. That guy might just be blessed. Lisa, who said that? Bonus points if you can guess the topic of the discussion.
Oh my god.
I don't know if that was the pants on
truly
that
be
one.
Either of us.
That
You
guy
don't know
might
the
just be
answers?
blessed. I don't.
You don't
I
know the
I know
answers?
this one. I know this one. It's all you. You just guess. I'll read. I don't know if that was the pants on that one. That guy might just be blessed.
It really could be either of us, but I think you said it.
I did say that. That was me, straight out of my mouth. That
Yep.
was, if you go
What
to
were
our
you talking
highlights, we were talking about the Fanatics baseball pants, showing
Okay.
players' balls. So if you go around a 10:42 second mark on one of the highlight videos about balls in play, that was out of my mouth. The next quote. Good job, Lisa. 1 point for you.
Thank you.
Quote, with his contract for the Dodgers, does any son he have also have to play for the Dodgers?
Oh, I think this was definitely me because I've been obsessed with this contract with Otani.
That was you. Episode
Yeah.
17, 2025 second mark. All right. Now, this was talking about AI Soto. Quote, he could be a girl or he could just be Dominican.
I feel like that was also me.
That one was me.
Okay, good.
That one was me. He could be a girl or he could just be Dominican. That was on February 4th. If you go to that episode at the 13-minute mark, around there is when we were talking about AI Juan Soto. Next
Okay.
one. 2 for 3 is not bad. You're hitting 660 or 666. All right, next quote. Quote, wherever he is, that's where you choke. Or wherever the tie is, that's where you choke. And personally, I think you have to go as close to the head as possible. If you can guess the discussion, the topic.
Okay, I think this was me, and I think we were talking about a giraffe and where the tie would go.
That was you. And we were talking about how Corbin Carroll said he could fight a giraffe.
Yeah, and my point was you asked where the tie would go, and I said wherever you choke something is where the tie goes.
Yep. I said that's the choke point.
Yeah.
All right. Next quote. 3 for 4. Not bad. You can say something, but not exactly say it. End quote. You can say
I feel
something.
like you say that to me all the
but not
time.
exactly say it. That was
Or
Pop.
no, it's probably. Oh, what?
Yeah, that was Pop. One episode where you were sick, Pop subbed in for you, and he dropped one of his like, what is it? The
One of his,
the Asian
they say,
philosopher.
I don't know if we're. I was gonna say I don't know if we're allowed to say this anymore if it's like appropriation, but Confucius say like one of those. I always say
Was
it's
that like
just
a meme or
fortune-
something?
Oh no, I just don't know if it's like racist now or not. But anyway, I'm
Don't
trying
get us
not. I'm trying to
canceled.
not get us. I'm trying not to get us canceled. But I would say like it's like a fortune cookie thing. Like what does that even mean?
You can say you can say
You
something.
can
but
say
not
something,
exactly
but not
say it.
exactly say it.
All right. Next one. Quote: you put any of these teams in a Central, they may be the first team in history to win 200 games.
Oh,
End quote.
I think that you said that.
I did say that's a good quote. That is a good quote. You put any
That
of
is
these
a good
teams in
quote.
a Central, they may be the first team in history to win 200 games.
But also inaccurate, I think we know now. Because
yeah,
the Central
that was very early
is,
on. That was very
yeah.
early on. All right. Nice. You're like, what, 4 for 6 right now? You're kind of crushing
I
these.
listen. I'm a listener.
I'd be like, All right, next one. Quote, you know there aren't ghosts living in the cornfield, right? End quote. That one's an easy one.
You.
Oh, no.
Wait.
No,
Oh, it
that's
wasn't
you.
me. I thought it was you saying that to me.
No, it's quote,
Oh,
you
shit.
know there aren't ghosts living in the cornfield, right? That was
I
you.
listened to everyone but myself.
Jeez, that was you. You were trying to tell me about how the Field of Dreams is a fake game.
Oh, you're right. That was a gimme.
That was
a gimme
you,
and I
January
missed it.
15th at the 40-second minute mark, or 40
We'll
second
have to
mark.
do something on Field of Dreams at some point. 'Cause there's a lot to say.
You know there aren't. I think my response to that when you said there, you know there aren't ghosts, I was like, there are. I saw the
Yeah, you
movie. There are ghosts out there. All
I
right,
actually do think that that's what happened.
3 more for you. We'll try to go quick. Quote:
Okay.
I like the promos. I actually get upset when the promos are just for kids. I like the promos. I actually get upset when the promos are just for kids.
You?
That was you on January 20th, 1 hour and 2 minutes into the video, into the show.
About what?
We were talking about the Oakland A's promotional schedule
Oh,
way back. This
yes.
is early.
I stand by that. I still get upset when the promos are just for kids.
We got
Sometimes
a
I
promo
want
at
it.
the Trop this weekend. Yeah, you're
I know,
happy.
yeah.
Nice hat.
I was happy. I want the promos.
All right, this one. Quote: I don't think Aaron Judge is dating Drake. End quote.
You definitely said that because I was trying to conspiracy theory about that, right?
Yes, you did. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
All right, last but not least. Quote: first problem. You went to a baseball park with a glove. as a grown-ass man. The Hispanic Paul Blart that I see on my screen right now, end quote. Who said that? That could have been any of us. First problem, you went to a baseball park with a glove as a grown-ass man. The Hispanic Paul Blart that I see on my screen right now, end quote.
I feel like you invoke the name of our Saint Paul Blart more than I do. So I'm going to say it's you, but it might be Brett. If there's like a curveball, it would be Brett, but if not, it was you.
That one was me, and I feel like if I didn't add the Paul Blart one there, you might have just said that it was you, because we have similar stances.
Yeah. If not, it would have been true.
Cool. Well, that was actually pretty fun. I like that game. Lo, who
That
said
was
that?
really funny. Those was some okay. I'm like really gonna think more about what I said.
Maybe, dude. You know what? I want to be in your position. Maybe we get like a third party to get some quotes
Pull some
for us.
quotes.
Yeah, because I
And
want
we'll
to be
see who
able to
does
play
better.
that too. I think it would be fun to play.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good.
Makes you think a
I
little
don't. I
bit.
really wonder how many you would remember.
I don't
Because I
think
feel like I
I'd
did
be-
pretty well.
Me? Oh, you.
Yeah, I feel like
you did well.
I
yeah.
did well, and I wonder how well you would do.
I think I'd be terrible at it. I think I'd be so bad at it. I don't remember what I said like 10 minutes ago. There's no reason. There's no way I'd remember the other stuff. Let's jump into fair or foul. And then right after fair or foul, we'll take a little bit more looking back at some of the division picks that we made earlier.
Another trip down the memory lane.
Let's look at the first one. If you go out to Shea Stadium, or Citi Field, not Shea Stadium, I'm crazy. But this is the Mets, and I believe this might be like when the closer's coming out. They play some music, and they got this sick light show. Fair or foul on this?
Totally fair. We need more of this. We've talked about it. We've watched a lot of Asian baseball. And I say Asian because like Japan and Korea, and we see what they're
Just
doing
trying
out
to
there.
get us canceled today. It's crazy.
Just to be specific. And we see what they're doing out there in order to make their games like so much more lively for the fans. I will never forget the day that we were watching the White Sox game at guaranteed rate, and
11-1 score.
they were losing by like 20 runs, and they still had fireworks and like a light show when somebody hit a home run. We need this. We need this. We need this. Baseball's long. People stop paying attention. Scare me, please. Totally fair.
Okay, dope. I thought this was going to be halfway through the season where Lisa she just says she likes things or not, but she doesn't play the game of actually saying if it's fair or foul. But she said fair today. That's called progress. We're only halfway through the season, and we're starting to get the hang of this game. Perfect. I'm going to go fair.
I say it
know.
eventually.
I'm just giving you a hard time. But yeah, fair, 100%. This is awesome. This is like a little bit of a hockey arena vibe. Like, this is kind of dope. It gets the people going. Like, this is fun. This is what baseball needs. This is dope.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, now we talk about Ohtani. Let's go ahead. Maybe Ohtani might be changing his name to Jerk Tawny. What is this, Selly? Fair or foul? Is this what baseball needs?
No, it is not what baseball needs. Okay.
I thought you love everything about Ohtani.
I truly do. I really, really do. And frankly, I think this is a deep fake because I cannot imagine that the Ohtani that I know and love would do something so heinous on screen. No, I mean, look, it's fine. It's a joke, whatever. But also, like, there are kids here. Have a stupid celly. Like, there were always those ones that they would do that, I don't know. Do one of those. Like, don't do this on
There's a
screen.
few
Like,
things
come
with
on,
this
buddy.
right now. There's a few things with this. One, all right. Okay, is this his celly or is he trying to get clay out of his batting glove? You know? That's one.
Oh,
That's one.
If so,
it looks like a celly.
that's a weird way to do it.
Yeah. Two,
Unfortunate.
you did it right in front of bro's face right there.
Oh, I mean,
his bro's on the knee. Like, that's a tough scene right there. Three, Ohtani is a great hitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you call hitters? Like, what's another name for hitter? Maybe a batter.
Slugger?
A batter.
Oh, batter, yeah.
So, if he's a great batter, maybe you could call him a master batter. Ohtani's a master batter.
This is just as foul as that joke was.
I'll agree.
Okay,
Actually, no,
thank
I say this is fair. I like this. We need more master batters in the American League.
You would.
Or in Major League Baseball. Reese McGuire, shout out, the best master batter of all. You don't get that. It's probably over your head.
I do not.
The next one, Pedro Martinez at the celebrity softball game hits the kid Miro, and he charges the mound. If given the opportunity, are you charging the mound on Pedro?
100%. This is what I'm talking about that we need. Rush the mound, and then
That's what you want to see. This is what you want to see in Yankees Orioles.
we don't need a full, like, somebody gets a broken nose brawl. Take off your glove and just give him a little.
You know, if you study fight film, you see people's tendencies. Pedro Martinez tried to do the same move to this guy that he did to Dom Zimmer, where he took Don Zimmer by the head and threw him on the ground. He almost did that here with the
And then
Kid
did he
Miro.
spank him with the glove? Because that's a great move.
That didn't happen, but
That looks like something I would do to, like, I don't know. I can't even say that I would do that to, like, anyone or anything.
you've
but
tried to do that
yeah,
to me
I
before.
mean,
Actually,
I'm sure I
you know what?
did
My
when we were
sister
kids.
trains, and I'm going to overshare, and I'm going to say this. My sister trains in kicking people's butts. She does some kickboxing for fitness and stuff, and she's like a little girly pop who does kickboxing, so don't mess with her, guys. If, you're out there trying to mess with her, she'll kick you in the mouth, in the nuts, and run away. But my sister, she's like, oh, let me show you this kick, Aunt. Let me show you this kick. Nails me in the kidney. Why are you, like, and it was supposed to be soft, and she nails me in the kidney. I'm like, what are we doing? So
It's hard to control when when your hips turn and then your
yeah,
foot
whatever.
is
She's just a
in
beast
the
of a
air,
machine.
okay?
She's a kicking, like,
It wasn't that
technically
hard.
sound, but not that hard.
I'm sorry. My technique is impeccable.
If
but,
I wasn't built like a brick wall, I would have flown 10 feet. That's why you're
this
so
is
lucky.
fair. This is fair.
I think you could take Pedro if you go out there and kick him like he kicked me.
I don't know. I mean, he's taller than me, right? And he's got some mass on me, so I'd have to be really stealthy.
That's all I got. I love the master batter of Otani. All right, let's just have a little bit of reminiscing. So at the very beginning of the year, we made our preseason predictions for how we thought that the divisions were going to turn out. I think we don't got to spend too much time on this, just like a little glance over. I should have made a graphic for you guys to see, but I'll read it out loud. So my picks, and we'll start in the American League East. My picks for the American League East. Actually, we'll just do both of them, and we'll see. Currently, first place team, Baltimore. I got that right. You had the Yankees at first. You're not that far off. I had Orioles, Rays, New York, Boston, then Toronto. You had Yankees, Rays, Baltimore, Toronto, and Boston. You had Boston dead last. Currently, the standings are Baltimore, New York, Boston, Tampa, and Toronto. So
Yeah, I think we were both pretty wrong in the East about what was going to happen this year.
I got the team up top right. So
And the team at the bottom, you got those two right. Everything in the middle is kind of a mess. And I got the team on the top and the team on the bottom absolutely wrong, and pretty much everything else. So, yeah, the AL East was definitely a blind spot for us this year. I think we're both biased in it in a lot of
we
different
both had
ways.
the Rays at second, though.
We both, yeah, I mean, we both had teams in there. We both see things differently in there. So, I mean, no surprise, I guess.
I went back and watched the video of us picking it, and we did all agree that the AL East could end up like any kind of direction. Because we also said, I said Boston was good. Even in the beginning, I've been like, Boston's sneaky. We got to watch out for Boston.
I mean, you also can't really sleep. I know the Blue Jays are like at the bottom this year, but you can't really sleep on them because they'll wake up randomly
if they
and
don't trade
suddenly
their players away this year.
Well, and they probably will. But you often say that the Rays are the most average team in baseball, and I just want to point out that you might actually be very right because right now their record is right at 500.
To be fair, though, I didn't start saying that, and this was preseason stuff. So I actually thought they were good. I didn't think they were average.
I know.
I've been saying
I know,
that
but I'm
recently.
just saying as you've evolved.
Oh,
so.
this is so wrong. I look at the picks I made in the beginning of the year. I'm like, dude, you are dummy face.
Well, when we look at the Central, it's actually we're not that far off. So we both had the same pick. So we thought it would be the Twins, the Guardians, the Royals, Detroit, and the White Sox. And we were actually pretty close. The only thing obviously would be that the Guardians are in the lead and the Twins are in second place. It's a little bit of a flip-flop there. I think, at least I'll say for myself, I was thinking that frankly the Twins would have a little bit more oomph following their playoff run last year. I know they barely made it and they didn't really do too terribly much when they were there.
Still time for them.
Well, and I was gonna say, I mean, they're 4.5 games behind, so we're heading into the middle of the year. They have plenty of time to make it up to us and prove us right.
One thing I didn't see was Detroit being as good as they are. Detroit's a lot better than I thought they were going to be, and so are the Royals.
Still 4, and they're still 4 though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like record-wise, I thought they wouldn't be.
I think we
good.
didn't see, as a whole, we didn't see the teams in the Central being as good as they are, particularly the Guardians. I think Brett was on that more than anyone. But I will die on this cross. You cannot be the best division unless you get rid of those White Sox. You got to regulate them down to a minor league. I don't know.
I had the American League West. I think it'll still finish this way, and I think this is my Nostradamus division. I
Okay.
had it as Houston, Seattle, Texas, Los Angeles, and Oakland, which is almost right, except as of right now, Houston's 1 game back of Seattle. So just flip those two teams. You had Texas first, Houston second, Seattle, LA, and then Oakland.
So kind of the same. I had put the Rangers up on top because to be fair, they are
Mm-hmm.
defending World Series champs. And so I just assumed that that meant something. And I guess it's on me to remember that that means nothing at all.
World Series hangover, girl. Remember that. All right, let's look at the National League East. None of us saw. We actually both had almost the same. Not really. But none of us had the Phillies being in first place. We both thought Atlanta was going to get first, and then Philly was going to be in second, which could still happen. 8.5 is a lot of games, but I mean we have half the season left. And then you had the Mets in third, which you got right. Washington and Miami, so you're pretty close in the East.
Yeah, I got the rest right.
Yeah, I had
Do
Miami
you
in third, Mets fourth, and then the Nationals second. So I had high hopes for Miami, and they let me down big time.
I wanted to, but I guess I knew better even then. Do you think that Acuna being injured now that we're halfway through the season, that kind of happened a little bit early-ish? Do you think that that has affected the Braves at all?
Oh, maybe. I mean, obviously, you're going to be a better team with Acuna in your lineup. But like we said, at the time of Acuna's injury, the Braves won a World Series with him injured.
Without him. Yeah.
So just take that for what it's worth. I mean, they could definitely win it. They can win without him, but they're obviously every team's better when you have your star in your lineup. Looking at the
So this
Central,
might be, yeah, this
go
might be
ahead.
the one that we got the most wrong.
Yeah, we were all over
But
the place.
you called this a loser's cap earlier this episode, just right now since we've been talking, and I just want to point out that I wore it because I knew we'd be talking about this. And who's at the top? Milwaukee. So currently we have the Brewers, the Cardinals, Pirates, Reds, and Cubs. You thought it would be the Cubs, the Pirates, the Reds, the Brewers, and then the Cardinals, which
We both had the Cardinals sucking, but
we actually had the same thing now that I look. Or no, I had Cincinnati up
yeah,
and the Cubs at third, but everything else was pretty similar.
I'll
So we were
say
like dead wrong here.
very early we were both low on Milwaukee and St. Louis because we both had them fourth and fifth respectively. But at a certain point, and I remember this, I remember, and you can attest, I said St. Louis was actually good. I changed my role, and I disagree with my preseason pick. I am a St. Louis guy now. Remember I said, I was like, I could see St. Louis picking it up when it was like St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh were all around kind of 500, like just below 500, kind of average. Chicago was a little bit higher than all of those three teams, and then the Milwaukee was a little bit higher than Chicago. I remember saying St. Louis is going to be the one to kind of take a step forward, and they could pass the Cubs and potentially win the division. And as of right now, they did that. So I'll take credit for that. But preseason Anthony
Okay.
was so wrong. Preseason Anthony was so wrong.
Well, current Lisa is very pleased to see the Brewers at the top, and I'm, making a not so bold prediction that they're gonna be in the playoffs, and I'm excited to see what happens to them towards the end of the year.
You're also current Lisa's also going to be happy about the West. You see, you have that 100% right as of now.
I do not.
The National League
actually.
West, of course you do. No,
I
you
do
don't.
not.
I can't read.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
right now in the National League West, we have the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, the Padres, Giants, and Rockies, which I think, frankly, so when we made our predictions, we both thought the Dodgers would be in front. You thought the Padres would be at number two, the Giants, Cardinals, Rockies. I thought Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Giants, Padres, Rockies. I think I changed my mind a little bit so I'm almost surprised at how accurate mine is because somewhere after like watching baseball this year, I was a little surprised that the Padres weren't doing better, and I would almost have expected to put them at number two, and that could still happen. I mean, they're tied with the with the Diamondbacks. So
Welcome
they're
to the
basically at
Padres,
number
though.
two.
They're like worse than what you feel like they should be.
Yeah, I mean, but like you know, it is what it is. I would not be upset to see the Diamondbacks also be at number two, and it would actually kind of make some sense given that they also went pretty far last year. But like you said, hangovers, so who knows? But yeah, we didn't do too bad a job.
The Diamondbacks like surprised me just looking at it now. Like, when did they get there? I don't know. I knew like they're right where they should be, but like when did they get there? I feel like they weren't there all year. That's all. That's just looking back at some of our preseason picks and how wrong we were in some cases and how right we were in some cases. But where I stand right now, I'm still a fan of the Royals, but I don't think they're gonna have it this year. But I'd like to watch them play. St. Louis came out of the grave from where they were, and they're a good team. Watch out for your mic; it might jump at you. And then also the Houston Astros. They will win the American League West.
Yeah, I made a pretty bold prediction at the beginning of this year after all these predictions that the Astros were dead. Obviously, that's not being reflected in current numbers and current data. I'm aware
You're
of that
standing by
fact.
it though.
Yeah,
Loca.
I am. I am
Loca.
standing by it. And
Placata.
I'm hoping the Mariners will seal the deal and that the Rangers will get their act together and will do better.
Probably
yeah,
the
no,
most
I mean,
the most absurd take that I've had so far was when the Yankees were in the middle of their wussy ball era and the Red Sox were hot. And I kind of stand by this still a little bit. I said that the Red Sox would finish with a better record than the Yankees. And I kind of stand by it. Take that for what it's worth. That's probably the craziest take. And I said that like 4 weeks ago.
But the thing is, it's not even that crazy because
Not anymore,
like,
girl. I saw into the future. Now you see what I see.
not really.
Now you
but
see what I see. No, because when I
not
said
really,
it,
because
when
if
I
you'd
said it,
asked
you
the
were like,
Yankees fan about this 6 months ago, they would have agreed with you because nobody has any faith in these people.
No, but
we know
when I
he's
said
gonna
it-
quit his job and end up back on our couch. That's what we know.
When I said it though, you were like, what? And I was like, yeah. And you're like, whoa, no. And I was like, yeah. And now it's like, wow. But that's me. That's just me, the all-seeing eye who gets everything wrong in the preseason and will probably be wrong at the end of the season too. So that's where I stand. All right, that's all I got. That was the show. I'm gonna start doing a tradition. At the end of the show, I'm just gonna start dangling my keys. That means it's time to go, like a little cat. You're like, you don't like that? We don't have to do
Not
that.
really, no.
I didn't like that either.
Not a huge fan.
All right,
Okay, cool.
home run derby time. I want to watch the home run derby. I want to go see some bombs. I want to see some people go placata out in Arlington. And I also think, would it be funny if we just did a whole show in Spanish one time and not tell any of our fans? Like, just
We could. I'm gonna be talking a lot.
what do you mean? Oye, yo puedo hablar español. Oye, yo puedo hablar mucho. Cuando yo quiero. Yo puedo hablar.
Right. It's gonna be that on repeat.
Entonces, los rezos. Oye, pero los Dodgers, tú sabes lo que los Dodgers están en Los Ángeles. Y los Yankees de Nueva York está para allá en la cosa que tú sabes. Entonces, that was a great show. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe. Check out the video I made on the All-Star Game. Enjoy the All-Star Game. Watch the All-Star Game. Love the All-Star Game. Be the All-Star Game. And check out that video. It's a pretty good video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment if you think we're stupid, because I know we are.
Okay,
And we do
it
the show
happens.
every week. Videos every 2 Fridays. Maybe, if I ever release on a Friday on time. Sorry, Lisa. All right. That's all I got. Lisa.
All right. See you later.
Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling differently. Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling differently.